Penn Sports Network Podcast. Latino Officio and installing the portfolio.
With Caroline Walsh.
This is Tara Preston.
This is Kyla with Penn Sports Network.
Have you surprised yourself this year?
What was it like when you started out in high school?
I can have my quiet moments, but I'm very vocal with you.
I think it didn't really get serious.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Penn Sports Network Podcast. I am joined by two players from the IUP women's rugby team. We're here with Emma Hafner, right here. Thank you for coming. And Allison Semetkoskey. And ladies, thank you for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. So, what position do you guys play in rugby, and what is that? What does it mean? What position do you play, and what do you do? For those who don't know, start with you, Emma.
So rugby is kind of split in two sides. So you have pack and back. And pack is normally like the stronger, more built players, I guess, players that could take hits easier.
Yeah.
And then you have back players, usually faster, more speedy, more footwork. Most of the time I'm in pack. So I play with, some bigger girls, stronger. But I can really move anywhere. I don't have a set position.
So you're in the pack, so you're like up in the front. Or no, you're in the back.
I mean, you might be better at it. So I am also in the pack, but I kind of dabble in both because I am one of the shorter, smaller pack players compared to we're playing some women that are, pushing 6 foot tall and just built. So I compare it. So we have 2 seasons, 15s and 7s. So right now we're in our 7th season. So I would say the pack versus the back is more of what we like to call set pieces.
Yeah.
So the pack are the people that are doing the scrums, which is how you get the ball, I guess, back into play if it doesn't go out of bounds. And then they also do the lineouts, which is if the ball goes out, that's how it gets back in. Okay. So in 7s, more everybody is doing everything.
Because there's less people.
Yes, and it's less time, so you have to be a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So in 7s, you don't have that separation so much as in 15s because everybody's doing anything. When you're in the pack, you're in the line.
Yeah.
Usually your people that you play in 7s are your faster people, so it doesn't always include the pack. I mean, you try to have 3. The pack is 3 people in 7s compared to 4 that is in your back line.
Okay. So
it's really confusing to try to talk about separate, but then in 15s in the pack, you have different jobs than in 7s. So you're the people that are running into contact with the ball, gaining those small meters, and you're giving the back line time for them to set up to do their plays.
Okay.
So you're really going into contact. You're taking the 4s.
So you're
Yeah.
So when you say scrum, are you talking about when everyone, because I was watching the men's rugby team when they were in the national championship.
Yep.
And there were parts of the game where they were all hold each other like this.
That's the scrum. Yeah.
How do you feel about those? Because those look pretty intense. Those look pretty intense. They're fun. You like those?
They're very
What's
fun
fun about them?
I just think if you get in a very comfortable scrum, and the other team is kind of on the same level as you, so the goal of the scrum is to get lower than the other team because then you have more leverage over them and it's easier to push over and get that ball back to your team. But when you're matched up with a very good team that kind of knows what they're doing, it's so satisfying to just lock in and fight for that ball with everything you have in you. It's very rewarding.
What do you think? See, me, I'm too claustrophobic for that.
It is very,
I feel what do you think?
So in the scrum, usually I'm a prop, which is your front row. And then also in 7s, the only part of your scrum you have is the front row.
Yeah.
But I've also been dabbling in it's the front middle person. It's called the hooker. Okay. And when the ball is rolled into the scrum, that's the person that they're using usually their dominant foot. And you're trying to get the ball back in between your legs so the scrummy, who's the person that puts it in, can get it back. And that is very fun to do, especially if you're losing a scrum and the next thing you know, you somehow get the ball.
Yeah.
It's just a very rewarding feeling.
Sure. This sounds pretty intense.
Yeah.
So how did you guys kind of get involved with rugby? Did you play before you got to college, or kind of how did that start? Allison, we'll start with you.
Okay. So for me, I did not play before I got to college. It's kind of a unique story.
Sure.
So there's a group of girls on the rugby team that live on on a street, and my brother happens to live down the street from them. And whenever he moved into that apartment, him and his friends were like just sitting up there doing nothing. And I said, guys, you guys need to go make friends.
Yeah.
So I had walked them up the street, and it just so happened that the girls were out. And the one person also, her name's Ada. She went to a school around here, so I kind of already knew her.
Okay.
And I was talking to them, and I got like my brother's friends introduced. Still did not know that they played rugby at this point. And then whenever IUP day came around, and I saw this group of girls at the like table
Same
sitting.
that you had seen before.
Yeah, some of them were the same, some were new.
Okay.
They were sitting at the rugby table. I was like, oh, this seems like something maybe I should join. You know, I've always been more physical, playing sports in high school. So I need to be involved in something. So then that's why I joined, and I absolutely just love it.
Yeah. And what about you? How did you get involved?
So I came to college in 2020. So it was still COVID.
Okay.
Not too much was going on.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to play softball here. So I was reaching out to the softball girls, and their team was kind of shut down because of COVID, not, you know, letting new players on or whatever IUP, like the rules were. So my one roommate that I had, she had played rugby in high school, and since for a club sport, we just allow anyone to come to practices. So they were having their first practice of the season, and my roommate was going in, and I was like, you know what? Nothing like the softball thing isn't going to work out. So I'm just going to go to play rugby. And then my roommate actually ended up dropping out.
Oh.
And then I just continued to pursue rugby, and it ended up being like my closest group of friends that I've made here.
So you took a chance and it worked out.
Yeah, definitely worked out.
Were you nervous before that first practice? I was
I was
like,
excited.
you not played rugby before, right?
No, I had
So
not.
you're like just kind of showing up, like not even.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind when you were there?
I was just, you know, freshman, just excited to be involved with like older girls that like be the cool group of girls, you know. And we obviously did stuff outside of practice. Like we hang out a lot. Almost every single day we see each other. So it's a lot more than just practice at games.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the best things about being on a team is not necessarily like playing, but they were practicing the time in between. Like I remember me, like when I played basketball in high school, like I don't remember half the games, but I remember like going to get food or like chilling in the locker room like before practice. So
yeah,
I definitely agree. That's one of the good things. So did you just show up to a practice too, or
yes.
Did you talk to them at IUP day? Did you just like go to a practice, or were you like, hey, I want to be on a team, and then?
Yeah, so I had to like sign up on a paper, and then I got, at the time, Emer was the president, and then so she sent an email, and then I saw when the practices were. Yeah. So I just decided to go. We make fun nicknames too. Oh yeah. So Emer, so I call her Emer because that's just what we call her on the team.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like everybody kind of has a nickname.
What's her actual name?
Emma. Her name's Emma.
You're Emar.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, that's
okay.
That's what I was talking about. That's what
What's your nickname?
I don't have one.
How does she have a nickname? I thought everyone does.
Because it comes natural. It's very natural.
You can't like force a nickname.
No.
So what sports did you play in high school then?
So I played volleyball, basketball, and softball.
Oh, so you were like all over.
Yeah, I was very physical in basketball. I got a lot of fouls.
Me too.
Fouled out a lot. So it was whenever I went back to like my high school to watch a basketball game or two, people were like, "Oh, what are you into?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing rugby." They go, "Perfect. That is the sport for you." But yeah, I guess for me, I was a little bit nervous, but I think it helped that I knew one of the players on the team, Veda.
Yeah.
So it made it a little bit more comfortable. And then there were a bunch of new people as well that had never played. Like this was their first practice.
And that was when you were a freshman, and you started when you were a freshman. So you started playing during COVID. So like they were still like playing.
So in the fall of 2020 and spring of 2021, we were just practicing. It was only 1 or 2 days a week.
Yeah.
And then we started playing other teams again
Nice.
in the fall of 2021. So I had a whole year just basically practicing, learning sport, and getting to know the girls that were on the team.
So how did you guys decide to, go to IUP? Just you guys obviously didn't come here intending to play rugby. So how did you end up at IUP? Emma?
So I worked as a lifeguard for 4 years, I think, and my boss at lifeguarding actually went to IUP and she played softball here. So I was applying to schools, Westchester, around home, Temple.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, I'd never heard of IUP, but like kind of piqued my interest just how she talked about it. So I came and toured here, and I had that feeling that I was like, okay, I can see myself here. Of course, it was like a rainy, crappy day outside, and still I was like, oh, I love it here. Yeah. It was just, I think, so different from any of the schools that I was used to at home. So it's just a feeling.
Did you think it was like Indiana, like the state? Because a lot of people that aren't from like Western PA that go here are like, I thought it was Indiana.
Yeah,
you thought
that's what my whole family thought too. And I was like, no, I'm not going to Indiana.
And what about you? I mean, you're from here.
So
do you have family members that went here?
Yeah, my mom did her master's here.
Oh, okay.
But for me, I actually wanted nothing to do with IUP. I did not want to go here. My brother decided to go here, and then I was like, no, I want to get as far. Like, I kind of want to go away, kind of far, but maybe still stay in Pennsylvania. Whenever I started to look at other schools, and it just came down to the financial situation that IUP just gave so much more scholarship, and I decided that it would be silly to pass it up.
Yeah.
So I ended up going here, but I see people that I know here and there, but it's not so bad because for rugby, no one from my school plays rugby. So it's like a whole new group of people. Sure. And then I made sure that I put myself out there to meet other people and not just stay within the.
So do you live back at home or do you live on campus?
No. So I'm in the honors college here. So the first.
So you're smart.
Thank you. A little bit. So the first year you had to live on campus. And before they used to make you stay in Whitmire, but because of COVID, they had put in different dorms. Sure. So I stayed in Walwork.
Okay. Yeah, Walwork.
And then just after that, it's just easier to stay in town.
Sure.
You can walk places. Yeah. It's quicker to drive. And I really only live 15 minutes, but it's just quicker.
So how soon did you know when you were looking for colleges that you were going to go to IUP? Was it kind of you mentioned that you really didn't want to go here? Was it right before your freshman year? Was it how did that?
It was
And what other schools did you look at? Did you look at anywhere else? Or?
Yeah. So it was about it was probably really in May.
Yeah. Okay.
April, May that I decided to go here. It was pretty late compared to other people. I started to look at Gettysburg. I had never actually gone there in person. Just whenever I looked at the tuition, it was insane. Yeah. I did go and look at Slippery Rock, and that's where my mom went for her undergrad.
You're allowed to say that word.
And that was really the school that I thought I was going to end up at. I was so excited. I had got a T-shirt for there. I was so excited. And then I changed my mind. Sure. I was like, I just don't think that's the fit for me.
Yeah. Where's that T-shirt at now?
It's not here.
It's
at home. So
you didn't burn it or throw it away?
No, not yet. Don't end up. We'll have to save that for later.
Yeah, thanks. Emma, what about you? How many other schools did you look at? You mentioned some of the Eastern Pennsylvania schools.
I applied to Westchester. I applied to Bloomsburg. Gosh, I don't even remember.
Yeah.
But especially with my senior year being cut short from COVID, and I did not enjoy high school.
Sure.
High school was not very fun for me. So I was like, I want to get away from everybody that I know, everything that I know. And same thing with the financial situation. It was just a smart choice. And nobody that I know came here. So
that was real important to you.
Yes.
So obviously 15th is in the fall. 7th is going on right now. How's your guys' season gone so far? I know you mentioned you guys are, finding your stride, but how's it going?
I think we're making good progress. Yeah. We took a big hit during COVID, and with a lot of our key players graduating or moving on to different things, we're developing for sure. But with the guys getting so much spotlight, I think it's helped us kind of get a little bit of attention from IUP and definitely from incoming freshmen and players to want to come here and play with us.
How deep are you guys into the season? Like, how many games do you have left, and like, what's your record for people who don't know?
So far we've done 2 tournaments. We had
So you guys just play tournaments. So sevens is you don't really have a schedule. You just play tournaments.
yeah, it's strictly tournament
Okay.
because the games are
They're like 20 minutes long.
they're
right?
14 minutes.
Oh, 14
But
minutes.
it is a lot for 14 minutes.
Oh, well, that's what we had the men's rugby team. They were saying, they're like, I know it doesn't sound like a lot.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all right.
So you play like 4 games in a day.
That's
because
crazy.
4 or more. So we went to Frostbite
Okay.
and we went 3-1 for the day. So we lost to the team that was actually the champion
Oh.
of the tournament.
Yeah.
So I mean I was pretty happy with what we looked like there. I mean
Yeah,
it looked like pretty good. And then we came here and did a tournament, and unfortunately we had teams as it got closer just decide to drop out short notice. So we only played West Virginia, but thankfully we both had enough that we could do 2 teams
Okay.
each.
Oh,
So we just kind of did a round robin, got the newer girls more experience, which is really key for rugby. So our next tournament that we have, it's at St. Bonaventure College, and it will be our qualifier for
For
the nationals. So that's like our big tournament. Unfortunately, there's only one that we can attend, which is it's like what do they call it? I don't remember, but it's kind of I guess like your union, your rugby union that you're a part of. It's that championship.
Oh, okay.
So unfortunately for us, we're in the ARU, and
No.
that's the Allegheny Rugby Union.
Okay.
And there's only like 2 other teams
Oh, wow.
that could do it. And at the national level, they said 3 teams isn't enough for a qualifier.
Then,
So now we have to go to New York. So this is the big.
sure.
Big
How are you guys feeling about that? When is it?
It's April 7th.
Okay. So how's the preparation going for that right now?
I feel like good. You know, we put in the work. We have practices 3 or 4 days a week, depending on what's going on.
Yeah.
Our practices are really late just due to the availability of
What time do y'all
people.
practice? And where? Do y'all practice at Miller?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
when we can, we
Yeah.
practice there at 8:30 at night.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that is hard.
Sure.
It's hard to have everybody there
Yeah.
when
Oh, yeah. That's
people work and different things because it is just a club sport.
Yeah.
And so people aren't getting any sort of like financial scholarship or anything like that. But I just think that it helps. Everybody enjoys being there, which helps a lot. So they're willing to put in the work. And we had gone to nationals last year, and it was a lot of fun. So I think like that experience has pushed everybody further to want to put in the work now
Yeah.
to get to nationals, because the competition that we're going to be going against to get there is going to be a lot harder than before.
And what about you, Emma? How you feeling? It could be your last go around, I assume.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's that?
Has that sunk in yet for you?
It has sunk in. I'm pretty sure that this past tournament that we played at here at Miller was probably the last time, just because of other conflicts that I have in my schedule. So
Yeah.
it's probably my last time playing, but no, it has not sunk in. Once I see you guys go and
Sure.
be watching you guys, I'll be sad that I'm not there.
How like do you think you can help the team? Like obviously you can't be on the field, but in what ways do you think you could help the team off the field to kind of help them get ready to go?
Man, I guess as a senior, I mean, it's only myself and 2 other seniors, so there's only 3 of us. I think we bring a lot of the old Scooter mentality and energy that kind of the new girls don't experience as much as like I did when I joined the team. So just bringing that excitement, energy, kind of like in your face excitement that rugby kind of, I guess a lot of teams empower or embody. I don't know, rugby's just a whole world of its own.
Yeah.
There's no other sport like it.
It looks like so. It like you said, it's nothing. You can't even compare it to a different sport because, like, on one hand, like I feel like it looks similar to like football. Like you play with the ball and you have a bunch of people, but then at the same time, like you're not wearing any pads, there's no whistles. Like, so do you guys? Do you guys like 15s or 7s more? I know it's tough.
This is
that a tough
controversial.
question or is it controversial?
It is because I like 7s
Okay.
more.
Yeah.
I find 7s more challenging.
Sure.
Physically, which sounds silly because it's like, oh, you're only out there for 14 minutes, but you're putting in work in those 14
Do you play on the
minutes.
same size field?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's only a 1 minute like break, which is usually only 20 seconds,
Right.
just to like catch your breath, and then you're back at it. 15th is way more structured, and it has a lot more thinking involved because you actually are running plays and doing stuff like that. But 7th, it's like you have no time to think, which I thrive better at. I can't think of 15s because it doesn't work well for me. So I'm definitely 7s.
What about you?
I like 7s a lot more too.
Yeah.
I started out playing 15s, like that was the first season that I had because it's in the fall. But I really like 7s a lot.
Do you guys sub out in 7s?
Not you don't want to be subbed out because you can't come back in.
So like you're literally like just like
Yeah.
30, like 28, 30 straight minutes of just going.
14.
Oh, sorry. Well, 2 14-minute halves, right?
No, it's 2 7-minute halves.
Oh, but still, even that.
Yeah.
That's still,
So you don't, but you don't really want to be subbed out because then that means you're not coming back in the game. But it is just a lot of fun because since there's less people, you're really connecting with those 7 people more. So even though there's not as much structure as 15s, there still is because that's where you have those connection plays where, oh, I know she's right there, I'm going to pop it off, or like I know that this person runs like this, so we can set up this. So you form a stronger connection with the people that you're playing with, for sure.
What's it like after those 7 tournaments when you, like you're saying, you play 4 games in a day? Like, what's the recovery? Like, you taking a little ice bath or what? How's that working?
We did used to do ice baths.
Ice baths are nice.
A lot of us don't have baths in our house, so we can't do that anymore. Yeah, we usually take Sundays off.
That's good.
Mondays we start back up with morning workouts at the hub.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We just do usually stretching, yoga, maybe some walking. We watch film on Mondays, and then Tuesday we're right back. Morning workouts practice.
For how long after the games does like your body hurt? And like, is it like dull, but does it like never stop? I would assume during the season it probably like always hurts. Like even probably right now, body probably hurts. Would you say?
Yeah. So for me, the very first tournament, I was really sick, actually. So I like didn't have a voice during our first tournament. So for me, my recovery was literally a week after. I was supposed to wear that frostbite. What frostbite?
You had frostbite.
Oh, this semester.
No. That's what the name of the
yeah.
This semester, so like our first tournament, it's called frostbite.
Like we're talking about your first tournament ever.
I thought you meant you got frostbite.
No, I don't even know what I had, but I was so sick.
Sure.
And I just powered through. But
Good for you.
I guess this past weekend, it was just that turf, you get bad
Oh yeah, I heard about
turf.
that.
So like I have that, but that's like the smallest one. And then I have cleat marks on my leg, turf on the like backside of my leg, turf burn on the backside. So it's stuff like that. It just doesn't go away when you start playing because by the time it starts to heal, a lot of fields are turf just because they're easier to maintain.
Yeah.
So then you're back on the turf again and you're just getting cut up in the same places and you get tackled in the same way.
What do you guys like worry about playing on turf? Because I know like a lot of football players like they're concerned about like getting injuries and stuff. Like, what are your guys' take on that? What you saying, Emma?
I mean, we have our pitch at the field, which is by
Is Millerfield, are they turf?
Millerfield, yeah, but our home pitch is on South Campus.
Is up at South Campus.
Yeah, so that's grass. But
what do you like? You like playing on grass more? All this stuff, then, right? Because like on turf, like it's like the weight distribution, right? Isn't that like the thing?
So with turf, it's all even.
Yeah.
Yeah, our pitch is not even.
Sure.
It's like so we have people that literally sprain their ankles and roll their ankles from stepping in the divots and then going the wrong way. That happens.
yeah, but then turf, you get on a bad turf field and you hit it, it feels like concrete.
Yeah.
And then turf burn too, yeah.
Now at nationals, they have like the fancy grass fields and like they actually take care of that stuff. So that playing on that is really nice.
Really?
That is the preferred, but it's probably the most expensive.
Where's Nationals at? Where's it at? Is it in the same place every year? Or?
It moves. I know when the team went in 2019, I think it was in
It's okay.
Missouri.
Yeah, was it right?
Yeah, it was in Missouri. But then last year it was in DC, and then this year it's in DC as well. So, but I think they did that. I don't know.
What was the last time you were national?
Last year.
Last year.
What was that trip like? Did you guys fly or take a bus or?
We drove
Oh,
carpool to everything. Yeah.
Yeah, we found out that we were going like a week or two before nationals. So by the time that happened, we were possibly going to do a bus with the guys team, but they were way too expensive.
Sure.
So we ended up all just driving.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So you guys went to nationals last year. Oh yeah, like when you were there, did you do any sightseeing? Like did you, like so you guys say you spent a lot of time as a team. You know what? Were there any highlights from that trip other than playing, of course?
It was our one teammate's birthday. That was her 21st birthday that weekend. So we went to a couple bars with her. She was on crutches at the time, so she couldn't get too lit, but she still had fun.
Sure.
My mom made her a cake for her birthday.
Yeah.
And then the one day we kind of split up into small groups and just explored.
Yeah.
I remember going to this pizza place that was really fun. It was like a build your own pizza type deal.
Oh, interesting. So how long were you guys there for? Like take me to the time, like when you leave to go there, like when the game's on and like when you left to come back.
I think we were there for 3 days.
I think so. Oh, yes, because I came a day late.
Yeah.
The games were on Friday and Saturday. And we must have left Thursday night or Thursday, maybe.
I can't.
And then came back on Sunday. So 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, something like that.
So I want to ask you guys about this year is a 20-year anniversary of there was a bus crash. You guys familiar about this?
Yes.
So the bus crash, and the IUP women's rugby team was on the highway, and they helped like save lives. They wrote like a book about it. Kind of what does it mean to be, synonymous with kind of that, and with, if you're going to be a nurse, you're going to save lives too. So what does that mean to you guys to be a part of it?
I mean, we are very close with our alumni group, so just trying to make them proud and like putting positive energy out onto the field. Finding girls that really embody Scooter energy, like I was talking about earlier. But yeah, just at the end of the day, we're doing it to keep that legacy going, keep that positive energy. So
What's that like for you guys?
Yeah, so I think it's pretty cool. I mean, they
wrote
had
a book about it.
Yeah, they had a whole book about it. We try to encourage new people. Like I've read the book. I just actually read the book at the beginning of this semester, but we try to encourage people on our team to also read that book and learn about it. I mean, some of the women that helped out in that, they still went to go play rugby after that traumatic incident. So I just think it's really awesome. I hope to meet some of these women that were there. We actually, as a team, we sat down and they do a Hall of Fame every year. And we, as a team, we nominated the group of women involved in that situation into the Hall of Fame. So hopefully they get voted in from our nomination. That would be really exciting. So then they would come and we would really be able to talk with them and ask them what the team was like at that time and different things like that.
When did you guys first hear about that story and kind of what were your initial reactions?
Ooh, I heard about it.
Did you know before, or did you know like once you got here?
I knew once I joined the team, the president at the time was talking about it, and she encouraged us to read the book.
Sure.
So that's the first time that I heard about it. But
Have you read the book?
I've read parts.
Okay.
I've not read the whole thing, I have to admit, but I will one day.
Yeah. When did you find out about it?
I found out whenever I joined the team, and I like learning, like looking up that different stuff, generating different articles about it. So that's how I found out. But then I really started getting into it when I got the copy, and then I got to look at the news article from that year.
Sure.
So that was really cool. So that's how I found out. So that's whenever I knew when it was the 20th year. I wish I would have known sooner, because we could have done something with those alumni. But
Yeah, for sure.
Well, when we talk about like athletes, people oftentimes hold them in high regard for, obviously playing sports or playing the sport that they play, but for something like that goes beyond sports, like that's pretty incredible for you guys to be able to be a part of that. Like you said, carry on that legacy. Like I'm sure that's super cool for you guys. For sure. Yeah. So, okay. Well, that's all I had for you guys. You guys, anything else you want to add? Got that big tournament coming up, April 7th?
Yeah, I guess just that rugby has opened so many opportunities. Me and Ibar, we were able to go to Texas over our winter break to play on a different rugby team.
Sure.
And there's another opportunity for us to go to play in Wisconsin
Nice.
on another team
Yeah.
to try out. So just like through rugby, it's gotten so many more opportunities to go meet other people in the rugby community and, grow as a rugby player as we just started in college.
Sure. Yes.
So in the amount of time from when I first started last year, my freshman year, to now, I've grown so much through everything.
Being on a team, you learn things about yourself that you would might not even have been there if you hadn't played on a team. But and rugby's cracking. It's super fun to watch too. I've had limited experience, but like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like I be trying to follow around, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, okay, that's all you guys have. That's all I have. Everyone, thank you for watching. We have Emma Hafner and Allison Semetkoskey. Hopefully I said that right. Thank you guys for joining us. Good luck with the rest of your season. Good luck. I know you're going to be a nurse, so you're about to be an adult, so good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.